Hey everyone, it's Tammie Pike from Earth Radiance, and today I just wanted to share some tips that I've learnt from suffering anxiety. So I've been suffering anxiety my whole life, and it really came to a head when I had my little daughter Brooklyn 3 years ago. She was born with a health condition due to her some of her organs not being correct. And anyway, it led to a lot of traumatic events. It led to me feeling I was going to lose her. So every day I was waking up, freaking out that I was going to lose my daughter. I was a constant mess. I was constantly watching her, her breathing, her temperature, everything. It got so out of control that I was just absorbed by fixing and healing my daughter. I was researching constantly. I was out trying different therapies with her all the time. I was in a constant state of running off my adrenaline. So I was in adrenal fatigue. I was losing weight because I wasn't eating properly, and my nervous system was just running rampant. So I wasn't breathing, I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating properly. So it was all this coming, it was just out of control. And it took a lot of things to start getting me out of that state of fear. It was connecting to my spirituality that really started all off for me to being able to cope. It was connecting with essential oils and healing alternative therapies. It was connecting with like-minded people. And it was the support and love of my family who really helped me through it. And the tips I share for you today are what I've been shown. I'm not a practitioner, so take it as you will. And if you're suffering from anxiety, please see someone who can help you with it. So from being from a state of fear to now being in a state of opening up and receiving and being in flow and ease most of the time, I have used different techniques in such of using essential oils. So when I was in the thick of it, essential oils was the number one thing for me, and lemon oil especially. So lemon oil, I'd put a couple of drops on my hand and I'd cup over my mouth and I'd do deep breathing for about 3 minutes. This is extremely difficult for someone who's suffering in anything, especially anxiety, to take the time out and to connect to your breath, because there's just no time. There's just stress and worry and this and that, and to take time and be still is very difficult. But if you can do these things and you make a conscious effort, I promise you that this will help with the symptoms, with that in your head and that fear. It will help you in one way or another. The second way that I really understand that anxiety gets triggered even more so is when I'm not looking after my body. So when I'm not looking after my body, I don't drink right, I don't eat right, I don't sleep right, I don't do anything right for trying to come back into my body and to find that calm flow and ease. So the essential part of coping with anxiety and trying to, get on top of the symptoms is to make sure you're drinking enough good water. And I even recommend putting a label on your water that says love, happiness, joy, ease, flow, all that kind of thing, because that's going to help, infuse energy, beautiful energy into your water. And if you can't, if you don't have access to clean water, buy it, because you don't want any extra nasties in that water triggering your body as well, especially if you're super sensitive. Because when you're in a state of anxiety, your whole body is on alert. So when you get stuff going in that's not good for it, it's going to be fighting that as well. Okay, so you've got your essential oils, you've got your water, then you've got your food. If you can, stay away from the fast fixes like sugar, processed junk food, high fatty foods, because again, like I said, your body is just in a flight mode, and you sticking really unhealthy foods in it is not going to help it cope okay at all. So I went on a full organic diet. I made everything from scratch, and I got anxiety around food because it was such a big process. But once I worked through that, I could see the benefits because I was putting so much good nutrients and sustenance into my body. So it really did make a difference. The next thing is rest. So when I was suffering from anxiety, I hardly slept. And what does that do to your body? You're in constant fatigue. And when you're awake, you're trying to fight it. And I was using different healthy products out there to help me keep alive and full of energy. alive, you know what I mean? And it made it worse. It made the symptom worse because when I stopped those products, my body went crash because what was happening, it was giving me that pick-me-up and burning energy that my body didn't have. So even if it was triggering energy in your body, just be careful with those healthy, fully okay, good for you energy boosters because sometimes it's still expending energy your body doesn't have, okay? And it really, when you stop it, you'll just crash and burn. Another thing that I learned from a kinesiology and Kairos point of view was you've got a point here in just underneath where your ribs are, just here. So this is where your diaphragm is, and because when you're full of anxiety, you don't breathe properly. So you've got this constant tension in your body, and it also constricts your diaphragm. So in here, you'll feel, especially if you're suffering and you're feeling really short of breath now, this is going to be really tender because it is so constricted. So all it is to release that is just to gently find that spot and gently push in, breathe in, and relax it. And you can just immediately feel it. The women that I work with, when they do this, it's like everything just relaxes because you're letting go of that constriction in your body. And the diaphragm rules everything, your breath, you know, everything. So just when you do that, it releases and your whole body and your mind relax with it. So if you can remember to do this when you're in that full state of anxiety, it's going to help you to no end. And you can also just massage it. Now, if you have digestive issues, because again, anxiety triggers my digestion issues that I have, and I find that if I do a gentle massage on my stomach, which is going around in clockwise direction, down, and coming in for the 5 corners, this really helps as well to get things moving along that are stuck or, you know, constricted because of my emotional turmoil. I'd really highly recommend that too. So there's many different ways that you can help yourself with anxiety, especially talking to someone, you know, looking into gratitude journals so you're focusing on things that are going really good in your life. And another number one tip for me is to ask yourself a question. Do you know what that is? It's Eckhart Tolle. You know, I think it's living in the now. And it's, how's everything right now? How's everything right now? Ask yourself again, how's everything right now? This is what got me through many days with my daughter. And asking myself, how is she right now? How is she right now? How is she right now? And every time I start getting fearful, how is she right now? And it really would bring me back to the present, back to the right now. And everything was fine right now. Because anxiety is about everything that you're worried about in the future. The what ifs. You know, if we live in the what ifs, we're never living in the now and what's happening, and we forget about the journey we're on. So, you know, it is work. It takes work to work with anxiety and to come through it. And maybe you're never going to be fixed with anxiety. I think that it's always something that I'm very prone to. And though I have a toolkit, and if you have that toolkit, have it with you and do it. You know, it is hard, yes. But if you push through that barrier of, you know, ickiness and resistance and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be so much more beneficial for you. And you're going to come out of this and you're going to be able to focus, regroup, recenter, and go again. So I hope this helps you in any way. And if you have any questions, please feel free to message me or, you know, contact me in some way. And I would be more than happy to talk to you about this. So I hope you all are having a wonderful afternoon, and I'm sending so much love to all of you, especially those of you who are suffering through something that is unseen but felt. So much love.